Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nur Shafiq bin Zainal from Group 5. We'll be presenting about the impact of Industrial Revolution 4.0 to the oil and gas industry. The history before the evolving Industrial Revolution, mankind was used to live in widespread rural and around 80% of world's population involved in farming but keeping it for themselves, while another 20% of it getting hungrier. Most of the energy supplied commonly from the human itself, and the domesticated animals such as horses used as transportation and cattle helping to plow the land for plantation. But everything started to change after the starting of Industrial Revolution. In 1750, Britain is the first country that began Industrial Revolution. It all started when the expedition to find another source that can be used as fuel, which is coal. But then, coal mines were filled with water and need to be removed, which is by horses pulling up the bucket full of water. This leading to the invention of steam engine. James Watt, a Scottish instrument maker, designed the steam engine in 1776, which able of burning coal to produce steam that drove the piston assisted by a partial vacuum. While in the textile industry, John Kay invents the flying shuttle in 1733, resulting in the speed of weaving increase consistently, causing the demand for yarn also increase. But then, it leads to the invention of spinning jenny. The spinning jenny later being improvised by connecting it to the water frame. Water frame give advantage to the textile industry because it produced large amount of power to spin the thread and needed less amount of human labor. This resulting in fully automated weaving machine powered by steam engine. Transportation was very crucial during the second industrial revolution. This is because transportation of goods by roads during the first industrial revolution has higher risk of smashed products during route. Thus, an initiative from John McAdam helped to face the problem occur. The major invention during the second industrial revolution is the invention of automobiles and airplanes, which being made after the internal combustion engine being introduced to the world. Electrical invention can be related closely to the way of people communicating. For example, St. von Sommering invented the telegraph that allowed long-distance communication, and improvement by Alexander Graham Bell to invent the telephone that allows sounds to travel within the electrical lines instead of textual or symbolic messages. In the early 1880s, Thomas A. Edison and Joseph Swan perfected the design of light bulb, thus making it possible to work in either day or night. Lastly, because of the chemical advancement, they begin to manufacture artificial materials. In the early 1870s, John Wesley Hyde managed to produce the first synthetic plastic that being used to manufacture combs, knife handles, and baby rattles. The improvement on synthetic materials discontinued after bakelite being discovered, since there is no further studies or research that tell on how to manage that substance. The manufacturing of synthetic materials then resumes in the year of 1920. The introduction of 3D printing and robotics and environmental planning are the potential impact of the third industrial revolution. 3D printing and robotics give advantage to many large companies and franchises, such as reducing the transaction costs and services closer to markets and provide the customer needs. The 3D printing usage can be applied to various applications, for example, creating mechanical spare parts and building fixtures. Back when the first and second industrial revolution, major pollution have been occurred, such as the depletion of natural resources, smoke that being generated from burning fossil fuels, and chemical waste being released to the sea, resulting in the source of drinking water get contaminated. In the third industrial revolution, the shift from non-renewable energy such as coal, oil, and natural gas to renewable energy such as wind, solar, and hydropower. During the revolution, various technologies and innovations being invented to reduce the emission levels. Industrial Revolution 4.0 impacted the oil and gas industry activity, including the maintenance and safety of the employee. For example, the automated driller that can increase the production while reducing the cost, smart sensors being embedded into the drilling equipments, and the benefits offered by the software sensors that maximize a well's output are the major changes that occur in the upstream sector. Next, the technology applied to the midstream sector helps to improvise the data management and provide real-time geolocation data and to minimize the risk of derailments. However, the maintenance of equipment and safety of employees must take in consideration.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nusha Mimi Faikah binti Amir. So today I'm going to continue about our presentation with the current issue, current COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic has made a large impact on every sector, including oil and gas sector, which has forced the industry throughout the world to either minimize their operation in both upstream and downstream. Firstly, the pandemic COVID-19 has provided an opportunity for the industry to implement the adoption of the fourth industrial revolution. The workers are now required to report to their workplace during this pandemic to ensure their safety. Hence, this COVID-19 is said to accelerate the adoption of the fourth industrial revolution as the users of internet bringing the Internet of Things IoT to producers. Secondly, this adoption evaluated the information which allowing the faster and easy communication between the workers since the equipment and the operation are done monitoring remotely. The workers can use their smart gadgets while they can still access information and communicate with each other along with the artificial intelligence. The next current issue is cybersecurity. The increase of information in IR 4.0, such as moving the data and all information to cloud system, has come to concern. Monitoring cybersecurity provide a better awareness of their assets. Firstly, cybersecurity will protect information to decrease the risk of cyber attack and malicious hackers, which can interrupt the whole producer chain in exploiting software flaws. Since oil and gas operating system come online and link seamlessly with the Internet of Things IoT, their security and sensitivity to cyber threat grows rapidly. Besides, the cloud storage and the system also need being secured. If the system fail, data theft from the attackers can eventually happen. This includes the data in oil and gas activities such as the performance of the production pump in upstream and downstream. If fail, it affected their losses and data information and the major customer. Hence, to minimize the cyber attack and data theft, it is necessary to continuously monitor the cybersecurity. Moving on to the next slide, which is the connectivity is one of the factor. The increased usage of software gathers huge amount of data in the industrial revolution of 4.0, such as particularly network. It must be interlinked to optimize data gathering, and the machine will learn on itself with intelligence. Firstly, this diversity in telecommunication technology results in similarly complex communication supply chain in oil and gas industry. The technology must be utilized to link various operational domains to the main office or data center to deliver real-time data accessibility to ensure efficient monitoring and decision-making in the oil and gas sector. Second, since major oil and gas sector may have many operational work locations, major telecommunication technology may be deployed all at once, including drilling rig, which involving industrial Wi-Fi or portable satellite terminals such as access point connectivity. This wireless communication can deliver benefits including improved operation and issue prevention. In oil and gas sector, the changes in terms of data are one of the factors that leading to the industrial revolution. This is because of the amount global data increasing and generates a huge data that come from the recent data in drilling on production operation. The quality and value of data available for analysis and decision making are defined by veracity. It is required because unreliable data can have a significant influence of data processing speed and data quality. Therefore, veracity can also give a big impact to the recorded data. Drilling tool innovation have also resulted in a huge quantity of data being generated during drilling operation. This innovation, which include logging while drilling activity and measurement while drilling, may provide data in real time. For instance, devices or tools such as the sensor can give a contrast result. For the last factor is the demographic change. Over the last few decades, the global market have met a growth in demand for oil and gas as the world population is growing. As a result, it is predicted that demand for energy will continue to rise regardless of which energy sources are utilized to fulfill this need. The oil and gas sector are expected to maintain its dominant position in the global energy grid for an extended length of time. As a result, there is many potential of economic demand and a global economy demand. Furthermore, expectation for oil prices are major influences of how business in the industry employ their resources. Besides, while analyzing the oil market, producer can evaluate the demand from the global oil production for the supply and the consumption to meet the requirement that involve the demographic change.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syafiq Ikhwan bin Ahmad Lokman, and I will continue to present about the Industrial Revolution 4.0 in oil and gas industry. So for my part is to talk about the technological advances of Industrial Revolution 4.0 in oil and gas industry and the effect of this technology in reshaping the future of the industry of oil and gas. So the example of this technology are big data, industrial Internet of Things, or in short IIoT, digital twin, wireless communication technology, augmented reality and wearable device, blockchain technology, and other technology. So the first technology that I would talk about is big data. So the definition of big data, huge volume of unstructured or structured data from a number of sources with enormous data capacity that can exceed petabytes or exabytes of data and a diversity of kinds. In recent years, the oil and gas sector has begun to pay attention to the use of this technology because every day a huge amount of data is created in the oil and gas sector. And if these data are used correctly, they can be quite valuable. And the foundation of big data, application of big data is big data composition analysis. So, secondly, IIoT. The definition of IIoT is an IoT technology in the industrial area that focus on enhancing efficiency and system. Since system failure in industry can result in high risk scenario. So IoT in industry has the potential to simplify information sharing while optimizing the complicated global and oil and gas supply chain. And in oil and gas sector, it employs IIoT frequently for predictive maintenance and asset tracking. Can minimize environmental footprints in oil and gas production uh, by using less energy, boosting efficiency, efficiently avoiding oil and gas leaks, and lowering carbon emissions. So, thirdly, digital twin. The definition of digital twin is a simulation method that uses physical models and sensors to collect data and complete mapping in virtual space to reflect the life cycle process of the relevant thing. So it is frequently used in oil and gas sector for the defect identification and equipment diagnostic, and it has a significant business value since it may efficiently enhance product quality while lowering operational expenses. Fourthly, wireless communication technology. So, wireless communication technology is more cheap than traditional communication technology and is better suited for long distance device operation. So, this type of technology can be used to efficiently transmit collected data to the control room. Such this type of collected data, such as temperature, pressure, level, and so on in the oil and gas sector. So, fifthly, augmented reality technology. So, there are three types of AR system: monitor based, optical perspective based, and video perspective based. So, the most common application of AR technology in the oil and gas sector is for operator training because they can get expertise in the virtual world and minimizing the likeliness of a mistake while in the real operation. So AR technology can assist individual in comprehending and operating the physical world, providing comprehensive advices for complicated manual activities, and providing instant communication and other services. Sixthly, blockchain technology. So, blockchain technology are classified into three types of blockchain, which is private blockchain, consortium blockchain, and public blockchain. So, it may be used in the oil and gas sector for protection of data, enhancing transaction transparency, and track commodities or equipment. And lastly, other technologies that are being used in the oil and gas sectors are autonomous robot, 3D printing, cybersecurity technology, and system integration. So that's all for me, and I will hand the presentation to another team member.
My name is Anis Adinati Abdulnabi. I will proceed the presentation with the challenges of Industrial Revolution 4.0. First challenges is the role of society and the employees' skills. The collaboration human with machine is one one of the challenges to the society. The companies will reduce the employee because of the existence robots or cobots. Besides that, companies need to invest more to attract the best people in the organization. It is because this organization needs specialized experience lies predominantly from the old group of or have more experience in industries. Moreover, the workforce is also part of the critical challenges. It is involved a gap in technical skills that required of the workforce. Okay. The second challenge is affecting the security system. The rise of technologies is one of the reasons that can make the security become sensitive, such as companies' data, personal data, ownership, and management. The implementation of process data mean companies are reluctant for sharing their data with third parties. Furthermore, organizations are inadequate to support cross-organizational data sharing because of companies' data are the important and powerful assets that need to keep it secure and safe. The stakes and hazard of vulnerabilities and attacks also hide in Revolution 4.0. Next challenges is on environmental angle. The issues that have attention for many years are the climate change and the global warming. However, the corporations need increase the life nature sites in order to make sure the sustainability and also driver to explore the new sources of the oil and gas extraction, transportation, and processing. So it shows that this can increase the cost to the sustainable process and technologies. Last challenges is the cost remain competitive. The oil and gas industry invests high cost in each year just because to keep up with the demand. The rising of the capital cost will also lead to difficult problems. This industry has been investment linked since many years ago, especially at the upstream business. This industry needs a global spare capacity to reinvest. This need to maintain and increase oil and gas production to the customer around the world. Next, I will present the way to overcome the challenges. Number one is improve the employee skills. The platform technology changes can prove in 4.0 revolution at a high level, so it should be done properly by expert providers for common platforms. The shortage of highly skilled workers in Industry 4.0 has constrained several oil and gas companies, so this can be overcome by organizing various programs that can provide useful input to employees. Number two is strengthen the security system. Combining operational technology, OT, and information technology IT professionals in a smart project team is one way to assess the possibilities and weaknesses that occur. The use of custom-made protocols, interface, and security solutions will obscure a seemingly simple way to eliminate the security risk. The best practice is by following open standards and industries such as proper encryption, tight access, identity management, and in-depth defense. Number three is reduce an environmental effect. The way to ensure a good environment is by doing preventive maintenance. Indirectly, the maintenance on the infrastructure can reduce the losses and possibilities that can happen. So, advocate the programs or activities proactively inspect are highly important to prevent any incidents. Moreover, periodic training one way that can show simulations to employees to give a real emergency exposure. This approach for the preparation of accidents or pollution problems that have potential to occur. Number four is improve the operational data. All producers should strive to optimize operational processes data and ensure that the use of these resources to humans can be used with new technologies to obtain effective production targets in large quantities. Besides that, the uses of innovative solutions will provide more accurate to effectiveness. The oil and gas required to manage effectively the data collection and analysis of time operation data from various sources such as electronic sensor installation and supervisory control and data acquisition SCADA systems. So, we can conclude that the establishment of Industrial Revolution are very prior to the world, as it gives a positive impact to science and technology, society, and economy. Furthermore, there are current issues and factors in implementation of Industrial Revolution 4.0. Other than that, several key technologies advancement that can reshape the future, for example, big data, IIoT, and digital twin technology. There are many challenges that can block industry target in certain period, so the industry needs to do some improvement and stay stepping up sustainability commitments to adapt the new realities of the global energy sector. So that's all from us. Thank you.